You know,
What?
Layton, hear me out. Okay, Layton?
Okay.
Okay. You like biscuits and gravy?
Yes.
Well, it's actually a pretty weird dish. You know why?
Why?
Because it's pretty much just wet flour on really dry flour.
Huh.
Oh.
How do you make gravy with flour? I don't cook.
I don't either.
Then I don't
I
know
hope
if
this is accurate.
If that's true, that's fantastic.
Got that from a coworker. So
Wow.
thanks, Rebecca.
That's nice. Good job, Rebecca.
You like that?
I like it.
So what y'all want to talk about?
Yeah.
So why is it, do you think, that Taylor Swift's so popular? I mean, let's talk about that. It seems like the woman is a marketing genius on top of her already great songwriting. Like, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan by, a huge margin. I like her music, but some people just, will pass out just like seeing a news article about her. Like, I don't get it. What do y'all think that it factor is for her? I mean, I'm just curious. I don't know.
Just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Small town country girl fulfills her dreams, gets robbed, gets redemption, all while being pretty.
So, Red Dead Redemption, the artist series?
Yeah, sure.
Um,
no, Taylor's version.
Oh, Taylor. Taylor's version.
It's Swifty.
Am I wrong though?
I mean, no. I think. Yeah, it's
There's
it's
more
hard.
to it than that.
I mean, it's hard for me to say just because, like, I really don't get where all that fandom comes from. This feels like the way Justin Bieber did in like 2011. You know what I mean? But maybe even more so because Beliebers, I think they're still called. They die-hearted for Justin, but this just feels new. I don't know.
It's like a cult.
It really is.
Women like Taylor Swift more. Like, some of them like her more. Like her more.
Than themselves.
Than guys like sports or something like that. I
Yeah.
saw a video about this, and it's like, I don't want to hear any crap about me liking my sports team too much. And it's like these women who are literally falling over at her concert.
Yeah. No,
Over
that's fair.
Just over, like, the song choice. They're like, what song? Because from what I've heard, like, she has a set list that everyone knows that she's going to play.
Yeah.
But at each concert, there's going to be, like, 2 or 3 songs that are, like, just for that place, right?
Yeah.
That's off of the standard set list.
That's cool.
That is cool. You don't know what you're going to get all the way through.
Sure.
And so, just in general, people will freak out like, oh my gosh, she played
Romeo and Juliet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Last night, and it was acoustic, and it was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. That was like the special song,
Oh, sure.
and so it was something like that where she started playing a song that was like a different from the set list, and these women just absolutely just fell over on
Well,
the ground. They
that's-
could not believe it.
kind of like, I mean, that's just semantics. That's like, concert individuality, like, oh, you played these 3 songs, and then the next one you played these 3 songs. So,
Is it really that different though?
What?
Like, that's not a new cultural thing
for what?
for people to just fangirl, fanboy out over an artist like that to
Right.
that extreme.
I mean, sure.
She's
yeah.
on a different level. I
Yeah,
think.
she really is. Like, she's
don't know.
getting close. I'm not going to talk out of my bum here, but I believe she's getting close to
like
becoming
that.
like a billionaire. Like, she is really, really popular.
I heard she gave everyone like on her team, whatever that is, the Swifty team. She gave like a bonus of like 100,000 or something for like all of her employees or something. Just as like a
Golly.
bonus. I'm like, holy moly!
Yeah, Taylor Swift is the second richest self-made woman in music with an estimated net worth of $740 million.
Who's number one?
According to a list Forbes published Thursday. Who is number one?
Okay, when you say second female, like in the female category or just in
I
overall?
think it's female category. This
Okay.
is an article from the New York Post that I'm reading, but that is a good question.
Who's
Like,
number one?
Who's the number one self-made?
Female. Or just general?
Self-made.
Self.
Well,
wait, what?
I thought you were gonna finish that sentence a little sooner. Sorry.
Honestly, it might be Jeff Bezos' wife or ex-wife
Uh,
or world's
that's a cheat code.
wealthiest
Yeah.
woman.
That's not self-made. That's marrying a rich
Someone
guy.
named Friend Joyce Betancourt Myers. I
Is she
don't-
self-made?
She's a billionaire heiress and richest woman in the world with an estimated net worth of $87 billion.
Oh yeah, Taylor's got a way to go.
It's probably
Still.
some Saudi Arabian person who sold some oil and got.
I mean, that's where the money's at, man.
It's literally all. I heard that they are unbelievably rich. We can't even fathom how rich they are.
Oh yeah, that's insane. Have you guys heard about the line?
What line?
The line. Okay.
Like when you snort cocaine?
No. Well,
Oh, sorry.
No, you're talking about the line at Disneyland.
no.
Oh.
The line in I think it's Saudi Arabia. I'll have to double check this, but there is construction going underway for a new like sci-fi self-sustaining megacity in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be like it's going to be like miles long, but it's just a
city?
that's entirely covered in like glass, and it's going to be like, I don't know, 2 football fields wide that
They
goes
got
on
money
for
everywhere.
miles. And you got to look up the project plans because it's insane. I'm going to look up the line Middle East. Y'all riff on that one.
Because they don't have like reportable incomes. This is what I've heard. Like they are. You can take the richest man in the world. They are so much richer than that.
Yeah.
Now, because of like the estimation, and we don't know, but like just because of oil, like literally just because of the oil, there's a huge supply that they just have so much money because of it.
It's insane.
Yeah, and think about how much you need oil for, and apparently they just got a big old bucket load of oil, so they're rich.
Well, we need to find some oil.
Yeah, I guess there's not
Okay.
as much here.
We need to
or-
go in our backyard
more?
and start digging.
Okay, so this is in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to read you guys the description on this
All right.
website I just found called Neom. Neom? I assume this is the company behind it, but
That was
Talk
probably
out of
a
your
bad
butt.
word, but
yeah.
okay.
um
In another country, language. I mean,
this is their explanation. No roads, cars, or emissions. It will run on 100% renewable energy, and 95% of land will be preserved for nature. People's health and well-being will be prioritized over transportation and infrastructure, unlike traditional cities.
Okay, but they're
How are
still
they gonna
using
get there?
oil to get there if they're selling oil.
No, but their point is that it's self-sufficient and getting rid of emissions to become more carbon neutral because there won't be any roads, there is no infrastructure. Your house is going to be a 2-minute walk from your job.
Paid for by oil.
yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
No,
I was
I'm
like-
not saying it's like completely like
It's not a
clean,
foolproof.
but
Yeah.
they're also going to be using renewable nuclear energy to power the whole
Okay,
thing.
that's pretty lit.
Dude, and look at this. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be miles long, and it's
What?
all encapsulated. And this is like the project plans that they have.
Stick that on Mars.
So when is that gonna like happen? Do we
Oh,
know?
I don't know. It's got to be years. I bet. I mean, just years on years, if I had to guess.
That's
But
fascinating.
How
just
hot
think
is it
about
over
that.
there?
Oh, I'm sure it's hot.
What
I heard one part of the world it's like 150 degrees the other day.
would they just have since it's enclosed? Would they just agree upon a temperature and just keep it that?
That's actually
Wait,
funny. I
is
don't
it
know.
like domed?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what he's saying.
No, wait. I don't think it
There's
is
no way.
domed.
Because what about rain?
Artificial.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'd want to live in that, but that looks really cool as long as it's not like
But yeah,
the
it's-
sky has changed.
And it's also going to be completely autonomous. So like you could order food and like probably a drone's going to deliver it to you or something. Like it's really insane what they're doing. It's like Star Wars.
That seems cool.
I'm telling you, go look up some pictures because it is so
sounds
cool.
Cool.
I can think of like 20 different ways where they can like
Screw
take
it up.
advantage of this.
Oh,
For,
how
like-
so? You mean like for
Just-
money?
Yeah, just like control over people. Because
Oh,
like
the infrastructure will be brought to a different level.
Yeah, it's like on a whole nother level. Like, oh, you want to live here? Well, then you got to do this. You got to think like this. You need to talk this way, and you need to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to get this.
So
Like, oh, you want your food? Okay, well, here's the options here.
Well, here's your
And so
social
you're-
score.
Exactly. It's like that's what it reminds me of.
we'll create a social ranking system.
Oh
Yeah.
golly, that
Remember
is
that
just-
episode of Community?
I actually don't.
Meow meow beans.
Meow meow.
No.
Everyone,
What is that?
it's so it's a TV show. If you don't know, Community, based on a community college, which is not like a traditional community college in the slightest, being that everyone there seems to stay past 2 years. But essentially, there's this social media company that wants to test out an app in the college alone, and it's a ranking system for people. Essentially, they're called meow meow beans instead of stars. It's like a instead of 5 stars, it's like 5 cats or something.
Oh.
But yeah, then there becomes a whole hierarchy, and everyone organizes themselves into factions of you're a level 1 meow meow, you're level 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you seen that episode?
I haven't seen that. That
It's-
sounds like
It's meant to be funny, but it's
Yeah.
actually pretty, I would think, pretty accurate in terms of how that would roll out negatively.
yeah,
How people would organize themselves based on status.
yeah,
Community, guessing the future.
the future.
Oh my gosh, when are we gonna address the Simpsons? And that's pretty funny.
Either that or they just really understand people and society.
Nah, they're aliens for sure. Also, the cost on the line for back to that in Saudi Arabia is going to be an estimated 100 to 200 billion.
That's a lot.
That's nothing.
Good luck.
Anyway,
All right. Well,
well, I guess we've went the full course on that.
has
I don't
anyone
know, I was
died in
just
your life
thinking.
recently? Or
Jimmy Buffett died.
He did die.
Hmm?
Jimmy,
Oh!
Buffett.
you know Jimmy.
my dumb butt. I thought that was like an uncle or something.
It's our great uncle Jimmy.
Jimmy Buffett.
No, Jimmy Buffett died, which by the time you're hearing this is probably 2 weeks old. But
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, what songs are from him?
Margaritaville, 5 o'clock somewhere. That's all I can think of.
Rest in peace, man.
R.I.P. brother. I almost got a job at Margaritaville in Nashville,
Ooh.
but they didn't quite pay enough for what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pay you in margaritas rather than money.
Gosh, that would be nice.
They'd be like, all right, it's only $7.25 an hour, but unlimited margaritas.
I love
I love working here.
And you can
gosh.
drink on the job.
Yeah, they don't let us drink at work. A lot of audio jobs, like, they don't care if you drink, which is funny. And half the time, it's like free drinks. So, I don't know.
I got something for you.
What's that?
We need to talk about it.
Okay.
You want to know what it is?
I want to know what it is.
I don't want to talk about it.
How about the Paul brothers?
The Paul brothers?
Hey.
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
I'm not a big fan. But one thing I think is pretty cool. It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Be a YouTuber, get famous. Then all of a sudden, get like world-class trainers to train you and work really hard to become a good boxer. And then,
we're talking about Jake now.
yeah, we're talking about Jake
Jakey?
and what he's doing in the boxing world. He's taking all these people, it's kind of cheap. They're retired UFC fighters who are like world champions, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And he's just like, why don't I fight them and make a bunch of money off of them and beat them because they're not in their prime anymore and they're basically half as good as
Well,
they were.
I don't know. I think you're... So here's my thing with Jake Paul. I
kinda
think
smart.
he's the problem child, and what you're saying, you're right. It is very smart. Like he's got a really good mind for marketing, I think, and making
Yeah.
money and capitalizing on it. So that being said, he's smart in that way, especially with old UFC fighters. But
Yeah.
he also really sealed his legitimacy when he knocked out Anderson Silva
Yeah.
and absolutely dropped him. Like that to me was like, whoa, okay. Like I know he's not in his prime anymore, but Anderson Silva is one of the greatest strikers ever. Like
Yeah.
probably one of the best, if not the best. What was he, middleweight champions?
Something like that.
Yeah. And Then he also did Nate Robinson, which I know isn't a boxer, but still. And then he also did
Tyron Woodley.
Tyrone Woodley. That was a big one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz. I watched that whole fight. I definitely paid for it. And to me, I thought at the time, I was like, okay, what are the chances that this is actually bought? Because I feel like Nate at this point, he's getting old and he's probably tired of fighting, but he does it because he can. And I'm sure it makes him a lot of money, which it does. But if you watch that fight, like a lot of people were saying that he threw, but that's not what I saw at all. Like he was pushing up on Jake Paul the entire time, trying to tire him out because he knows he's young. He's gonna throw a bunch of haymakers in the first few, and then he'll get his shots in at the end of the rounds. Because that dude just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop.
Both of the Diaz brothers, Nate and Nick, they are known for their cardio. So basically, everyone says like with these people, they've never lost a fight. The fight just didn't go on long enough.
Yeah.
If you would have added like 5 more rounds, okay, then they would have won.
Yeah.
Now in boxing the rounds are different. They're shorter, but there's more rounds than
there's
UFC.
like 10.
Yeah, but it's like roughly
Same amount of time.
same amount of time. Maybe boxing goes a little bit longer than UFC, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But I told you before, I was like, I feel like Jake's gonna win, and half of me wonders if they're paid to lose. But I'm also not really surprised because from what I've heard, he's a legit boxer. Like, he's actually really good. He's better than Logan, and Logan's all right. But Jake Paul, he's really good. And it's pretty smart to go against people who haven't fought in a while. Like, Nate Diaz hasn't been, like, really good in a while. He was good, but...
I mean, he's always been good, but I think what you're saying is, like, his prime. He's not in his prime.
So, it's... I guess still impressive, but I want to see him go against someone who's in the UFC right now. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Someone who's a top 5 in their class and have him go against them.
He won't do it.
I don't think he will.
I don't know.
I don't think there's enough money.
Well, the funny thing, too, is that, Jake is never going to be in the UFC because of Dana.
Right.
I assume y'all have heard about this. Dana does not like Jake Paul at all. Like, he hates the guy. Can't stand him. So he's not going to be in the UFC. And this fight that he did in the boxing match with Nate, it set up a perfect fight for them to do UFC next. And I know Joe talked about this. I'm basically just paraphrasing at this point. But I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to do it, at least with UFC's name on it.
Yeah. They can do FP
IB
something. There's other leagues.
FBI. I don't know.
Yeah, FBI, CIA. One of those things. Where they could just do an MMA match, like totally.
Sure.
Which I think would kind of favor, depending on the fighter, it would probably favor his opponent.
Well, Jake used to wrestle.
That's true. That's
he did.
true.
Now, I don't think he was as good as Logan, from what I've
Yeah.
heard. But he did used to wrestle. I think he would be all right at wrestling and striking. But as soon as he got into like those jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai boxers, like you are in a whole new ball game, dude. Because they have like leg kicks that can break shins, dude. If you don't know how to check those, woo.
Yeah. You know what fight would make the most amount of money?
What?
Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor.
Oh my gosh, those are two wild personalities.
That would make an unbelievable amount of money.
What do you think about that, Presley?
That
Would
might
you
be
watch?
the only way he gets a current fighter.
Here's the thing. Conor McGregor hasn't won a fight in so many years at this point.
Yeah, well, just because of injuries.
Injuries, and then he did that thing with Floyd Mayweather, and he lost,
I think
which is a boxing match. But
for
still.
me, Conor McGregor has already solidified himself as one of the greatest of all time and truly changed the sport. But if he doesn't win his next fight, whoever that may be, he's out of his prime.
The next fight's Michael Chandler in December.
Oh my,
Really?
that's gonna be hard, dude. I don't
Chandler's
know.
good.
Yeah, and he beat him last time too, I think. Or was that? No, I'm thinking of Poirier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Poirier. But I don't know, man. Conor McGregor's great. I love the dude. He's got a wild personality, but I don't know if he's still got it in him.
I don't know. He's obviously been taking a lot of steroids for his recovery and stuff.
yeah.
Because in his last fight he broke I guess his shin.
Shin, right? Yeah.
So he's been roided up, big time, and he's way bigger than what he was.
Sure.
Like way bigger. At this point, he's bigger than Michael Chandler. Like they have that whole Ultimate Fighter like reality
Oh,
TV
yeah.
show. I've been watching it. It's pretty entertaining. It's very dramatic. But yeah, Connor's bigger than Michael Chandler, and they're in a weight class that's going to be a little higher, which is interesting because Connor was always light and fast, and now he's like getting like the Hulk. Like he's just like freaking massive.
I mean, I think that's all you can do once you get to that age when you get older. Because if you think about it, your speed's not going to be the same. All you do have is your ability to keep up your endurance and, I don't know, your striking abilities, you know?
That still seems like a cheat.
What?
Just roiding up like that, as
Well,
Leighton put it.
Don't they still test for that?
Okay, so yes, they
No.
do. But if you're recovering for an injury, I think maybe you can.
Get a leeway. Okay.
But it's also like all you do is for like a year, because that fight was a year or two ago
Yeah.
since he broke it. So you just roid up the whole time, and then like, oh, I got to get clean 6 months before a fight. Okay, whatever. But I just built up 20 pounds of muscle mass. So as long as I can kind of maintain some of that, I got a huge advantage.
Sure.
I mean,
it's
you're
just going to
getting
be
bulky.
hard, too, because you think about, like, your balance and transitioning power with all that new weight added on. That's going to be tough to relearn, too. But I don't know. I'm not a professional, folks. I just got into this game. It's fun. All
It's
right?
just one of those things. Every fight that he has is a money fight. They always call it the
Oh,
money fight.
sure.
Even
He's like
even though he
Floyd.
hasn't won in a while, it's like just because of his personality, people want to like. I want to pay money to see the fight, and I don't necessarily like him, but I want to watch him fight.
Shout out to last episode. People buy the brand,
Yeah.
not the product.
He knows how to rile up attention, which is very similar
yeah.
to Jake Paul, which is
Oh,
why
yeah.
I'm saying them two together would make an unbelievable amount of money.
I think so. Yeah, they could really set themselves up for success there. But I don't know what Jake's going to be planning on doing. And then it's funny, too, because you'll hear Logan Paul talk about, like, you know, oh, I'm still better at boxing than Jake. You know, he's good.
That's
But,
not true.
and he's like, Jake's got one thing going for him right now besides being a bum.
Well,
Sorry.
I don't think we like either one of them. Let's just be
I
honest.
I actually
but-
like Logan.
Really?
I like Logan Paul.
I don't
Yeah.
like either one of them really.
I think the
Logan's
more
cool.
you-
Jake's a bit of a twerp,
The
but
more you find out, the more I find out about him, the less I like him.
yeah.
Just
Well,
as people.
I don't know. And it's just crazy because, like, Logan's got the wrestling thing going on. He's just started in a sports drink company. Like, he's
Yeah.
doing well with his podcast. He's got, like, one of the highest ranking podcasts, if not the highest ranking podcast right now. And, you know,
Oh,
Jake's
yeah.
got boxing.
He's great with business and marketing and
Yeah.
social engineering. He knows what people want to consume, but that still doesn't mean I like him as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much they've both done a lot. They just kind of have, I guess, kind of doing different things, going in different directions. But
It is wild to watch all the people that came out of Disney Channel and where they are now.
oh,
Oh,
That was
yeah.
Disney, right?
Yeah.
Not Nickelodeon. Am I
That
No,
was
that was
right.
Disney. You
Okay.
talking about Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Disney. He was on Bizarrevark.
never
I
heard
don't
of it.
remember that show at all.
Yeah, they put a pun on Aardvark. Bizarrevark.
Bizarre.
It was a dumb show, but I think Logan Paul was on it too. I don't know, but yeah, like you think about Hannah Montana, Ariana Grande, that was Nickelodeon, but
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato,
She's
Mitchell Musso just got arrested.
Oh, did he again?
Yeah. Yep. he
Which
sure
one is
did.
that?
Public intoxication, I believe.
Nice. He was on Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Oh, Rico.
No, the
The
other
white
dark-haired-
kid, Oliver.
dark-haired guy.
Oh, Oliver. I never really liked Oliver from Hannah Montana.
I don't remember that show at all.
Oh, I used to watch it all the time.
I went back maybe 2 or 3 years ago and watched all of it.
Shmev used to make me so
Not
mad.
even lying. It wasn't terrible.
He used to make me so mad when we were on the podcast. he'd say, or I'd mention Zendaya,
Yeah.
and he says Rico from Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
Similar build.
no, shut up.
Just scrawny as all get out.
That was pretty funny.
Why are y'all hitting me?
Because you're in the middle. You're the middleman.
Yeah,
Are we? Would y'all ever fight professionally?
Oh, Lord.
Me?
no.
Yeah.
I would love to, but I don't know how.
I've heard
I've been in one fight, and y'all know how that went.
you won.
I mean, yeah.
He was
but
drunk, though.
They
He was
weren't-
like a drunk toddler.
They weren't in the
like-
same class.
I mean, it wasn't literally a toddler. Gosh, no. Don't say
Whoa.
No, it was like some 40-year-old dude who was just absolutely trash. But anyways,
There's the
That's good for publicity, though.
there's the,
Bald man from the Awkward Tapes knocks out toddler.
there's the thumbnail. There's the clickbait. Zach fights a child and loses.
thank you.
Zach, federal prison?
All right.
All right.
But yeah,
Then
I
we have a
know.
documentary series, sorry, about you in court. We make a bunch of money off of it. Anyway, continue.
There's the thumbnail. Zach at the witness stand. in
Bald
court.
versus Judy.
Oh, man.
Judge Judy.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that'd be great.
No, I would love
Anyway.
to fight. I think that'd be
I think it'd be
a
fun.
good time.
I think if it didn't destroy your brain
Or
Sure.
ears.
or ears.
Injuries and
The ears is the thing that gets you, the cauliflower ears.
Yes, that bothers me.
Pretty gross.
That has always bothered me.
I would love to have cauliflower ears. That would just
Why?
be an extra
right, come
layer
here.
of don't mess with me.
You already can't hear.
Yeah, I do kind of need my ears.
You just
well.
have to get them things cleaned.
I've heard that fighters who get knocked out, a lot of that like can lead to a lot of depression and all that just when you get knocked out over and over.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
just
because it
brain
means you're a
trauma.
lesser man.
It's more like brain trauma.
Oh.
But sure. Yeah.
Like, actually, it's medical.
It's
but
more
okay.
like this soft tissue inside your skull just rattling around at obnoxious speeds.
You know, I saw. You know that place you're never supposed to go on Snapchat?
Oh yeah, the Discovered.
Yeah. So I
Tab.
saw this little thing on the Discovered that said men with beards, I mean bigger than this, but like actual beards,
yeah.
if they get hit to the face, they have a significantly less chance of like getting their jaw broken.
Believe
see
it.
that.
It's cushion.
I could see that.
100%.
Because the whole argument, or that article, if you can even call it that, ad-ridden video, basically like, why do you? What's the point of a beard?
I don't know.
Why?
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 It's an evolutionary mechanism designed to protect the male species from danger from other predators. Protecting one of the most
All
weakest body parts,
pretty
your jaw.
Thank you, Discovery.
Yeah, never go there. But
Why do we not go to the Discovery?
Because Snapchat has a bunch of wild stuff.
Oh, Snapchat. Yeah.
Yeah, the Discovered.
Sorry, I thought you said TikTok.
no, Discover page on Snapchat is just weird.
Oh yeah, that's always dumb stuff. It's the most clickbaity crap I've ever seen.
Yeah, it ropes you in sometimes. Sometimes it's like, what's going on with that person? What do they do?
Got a 10-15 second ad every 2 seconds.
Yeah. And it's like, did Zach from the Awkward Takes really go to federal prison? We got to find out. And I'm going to watch like maybe $20 worth in ad revenue just to get to the end to find out whether or not he went to prison.
Oh, I mentioned Disney Channel. You know you remember there's Disney Channel, Disney XD, and I think there might have been another. Like
Yes.
Disney Kids or something. I think two
Think
of them
so?
shut down this year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if Disney Channel itself got shut down. I couldn't get a clear answer on that, but I mean Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, that got shut down.
The reason you probably can't get a clear answer on that is because of Disney Plus, and they're probably just going to add those shows to Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
But also, do they even have like those types of shows anymore
What?
that we watched when we were like kids?
They
and stuff?
do, but I don't think they're good at all.
Like all these shows, like Wizards of Waverly Place, Good
Oh.
Luck Charlie,
Zack and
I mean, I know
Cody.
it's on
Zack
Disney
and Cody.
Plus.
Yeah, but like, are they making new ones at
say-
like that caliber right now?
right now on Disney Channel.
Like,
I can't think of a single one.
I
don't
haven't
think
heard of
so.
I
any.
mean, that was back when we actually watched cable television.
The last like
Yeah.
good modern cartoon I saw was what is that? Gravity Falls. I really
That's-
enjoyed that.
That's old now.
I know, and that's the last one I saw where I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like Kim Possible, that was a good show.
There's so many shows that are
I
just
didn't
like
watch that one that much.
I didn't either. But
Oh, I
It
did.
was mainly Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Wizards Waverly Place. What else?
I don't know.
Drake and Josh,
Oh,
yeah, but
yeah,
that's
that's good.
Nickelodeon. But
iCarly.
all of those shows, like what's the equivalent right now? TikTok? Is that just taking everyone's attention? Like, it's kind of weird to think.
Nobody watches TV anymore.
No,
I mean, I don't mean literally nobody, but the majority don't.
not like cable. It's all streaming services.
They did have
Yeah.
TV shows like that, like let me recalibrate, 7 or 8 years ago that came after the ones I just named.
Yeah.
They weren't that good.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb. That was a baller
Oh
show.
my word, that was a good show.
We need to
That's
do
such a
another
good show.
draft.
Oh, we should.
Old cartoons.
Man.
What else is on there?
High School Musical, the series.
That's interesting.
High School Musical, the series.
Yeah. I saw like the first
Oh my gosh,
season.
that's actually what it says. High School
Yeah.
Musical, the series.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Here's the plot.
Why do you know this?
Because I saw like the first season. It's got
You saw the whole season?
yeah, it's got Olivia Rodriguez in it.
Oh.
You know her?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
her.
blew up as a singer. This is kind of like a
Is this an explicit TV show?
no,
It's Disney, dog.
She's the one that did ABCDEFU.
no.
Which one am I thinking of?
Good for you, the
Oh, that
one. Yeah, that lady. Okay,
Why did you
so
just start with
One more
that?
time?
okay. Anyway, that's what it sounds like without the autotune. Anyway, anyway, you got me off on a tangent. Anyway, the plot. Here's the plot of the show. That's why it's called High School Musical, the musical, the series. It's a show about all these different characters. They're preparing for a play. What's the play? High School Musical. It's a musical, though, right? High School Musical. The musical, the series. The show is a series of these people and all the drama that is entailing on them getting ready for the play. So they're auditioning for the parts. They're getting set up. There's love interests here and there. All of your typical drama.
Whoever's coming up with the names over there at Disney needs a pay cut. That
Is
was
it-
awful.
Is it Disney, or is it like on the Netflix?
No, it's Disney.
No, that's Disney.
Okay, so then there's the answer. There's our equivalent of our Hannah Montana is High School Musical, the musical, the series. Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be nearly as hot.
Hot?
That's the wrong word. That's popular.
Popular. There you go.
I see what you were going for. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You know what I'm putting down?
Why are
Also,
you scratching yourself?
Presley,
Because I'm itching.
there's a funny thing about these mics. You see, this is not an end addressing mic. This is a side addressing mic.
Yeah, I talk to it like this.
Okay.
Sometimes you get a little pointy like that.
You're like Shmev over here. Just,
So, so why do you think? So why do you think that is?
what?
That shows aren't going to be that big anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just haven't found a good one. Good plot.
Well, Disney can't do anything original anymore.
No.
That's what they were all
No.
called, Disney Channel original series. Now
Have-
they're just doing remakes of everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
that's
everyone
everything
does.
now.
Yeah, everything's a remake. Have you seen the thing that Selena Gomez is in recently? It's called Only Murderers in the Building. It's a like mystery murder mystery show. It's
not-
actually pretty good.
It's not Disney affiliated.
No. I think it's Hulu affiliated. It's actually it's a pretty good show. I'm on season 3. It's been out for a little while.
What have you been
Pretty good.
watching? Because I didn't know
That.
any of this.
Only Murders in the
The-
Building is what I'm watching right now.
The Witcher for me.
That's it. I was watching Ultimate Fighter, but we already got into that. Just because I'm interested about the fight, because again, money fight. That's pretty much it. Now I just listen to podcasts on the way to work
Yeah.
and
Yep.
home from work, because I work then I sleep. It's Monday. Tuesday I work then I sleep.
Sleep.
Wednesday I work then I sleep. Friday, no, Thursday. Oh, that's good today. They're
got
all
it.
running together.
You got it.
I work and then I
You got it.
sleep, and then I get to Friday. I work
Do you
and then I sleep.
caffeinate at all?
I haven't been, but I think I'm gonna start to, just so I can get that boost. But
Actually helps
then
your
there's
mood.
The weekend, it does.
Until you don't have it, then you get cranky.
Yeah.
Kind of like nicotine.
I feel like
A woman?
caffeine. Not only does it give you energy, I feel like it just motivates you.
It does.
It gets you like you're just ready for a task.
Yeah. Makes you want to hit a table and spill it on yourself.
Yeah, it makes you want
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
other drugs just don't do. 'Cause
Well,
it's
cocaine.
a drug. That'll do something.
Okay.
Cocaine will definitely do something.
Yep. Talk
But it may
about
not
a
be as
line.
positive.
Yeah.
I don't don't know. It's so crazy how much people rely on caffeine. Just
It's
to
so
wake
crazy
up.
to think, an extension of that, how socially acceptable it is that we don't even think about it.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy that. Sorry.
No, raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Do it.
I don't know what I was gonna raise. I just wanted
Oh.
to say it's so crazy because we said it
It's
twice.
so crazy. I'm
It's-
serious.
They just got to get their fix.
The culture is obsessed with coffee.
And it's a drug.
But sure, a little Mary Jane means you go to jail.
Sure.
Yes, Zach, that is what that means.
A little bit
I
of
mean,
Coke. and it's-
Imagine if, I don't even know if we can say these words without getting like shadow banned on TikTok, but imagine you take LSD. You have LSD shops.
Okay.
You know,
coffee shop.
would you like an ice salted LSD? Light shaken? Stirred?
Oh my gosh. No,
Would
I
you like that in a large, small, iced, hot, or frozen?
it. I don't know.
Think about how much money coffee shops make.
Oh, it's gotta be a lot. There's
and
coffee shops everywhere.
Oh, it's just a social
drug fest.
status thing to do.
I think it's great because for me, I've always hated the whole, I don't know, perceived boundary, you know, because we love that word or that phrase.
I love callbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
Anyways, that like when you go to a bar, you have to drink something. When you may not want to drink anything, like you may just want like a soda or something. But it's like, oh, you're not drinking, you're better than me. Well, if you meet at a coffee
like, yes,
shop,
I am.
well, yeah. No. But people really do get like that. It's annoying. Like, but anyways, if you go to a coffee shop instead, you know, there's none of that. It's nice and social, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I agree.
the atmosphere is different.
It's a good equivalent. I don't think it's a conscious thing for most people to realize how dang expensive it is.
What, for coffee or
Yes.
drinking? Or
Well,
both. Yeah.
But like, well, this was a Presley thought
It's expensive.
a little while back. You go to bars to drink, which kind of suppresses you, but then, which is a very high energy environment, and it'll like
Depends. Yeah.
kind of suppress you depending on your personality and your perception to it, I guess.
Well, I just mean depending on the bar.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
For the most part. But then you go to a coffee shop, which is like very low energy, and you drink caffeine to get you very high energy.
Yeah. Except for like clubs and stuff where everyone's drinking. And that's just to get you loose, to go wild. So
What do you mean
sometimes
to
you
get
drink
loose?
to get.
Well, that's where
Nice.
you get that cocaine, dude. Yeah.
Cocaine?
Cocaine,
You
dude.
start mixing the alcohol with the hard drugs, then you're just.
Then you start
Crazy.
drinking the hard drugs, and
Then you don't know what's going in and what's coming out.
Robitussin Powerade.
what?
It's called lean.
Oh.
You know how you know how rappers talk about lean? Oh, you don't know what lean is? Oh, okay.
I was homeschooled.
Here's a little culture for you. A lot of rappers nowadays will talk about lean, and basically what it is what codeine is? It's that
Yeah.
controlled drug and substance that you can find in cough syrups. Well, they start mixing cough syrup with like Sprite and a fruit drink, and they'll drink it, and it makes them like, I don't know if it's buzzed or high, but it's really bad for you
Yes.
because you're just drinking cough syrup with Sprite
Oh.
because it's got codeine in it. But yeah, that used to be a thing. And then
Jeez.
I don't know. Okay, so here's a little segue. Unless y'all had something to add.
No.
Okay. Shocker! I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. What? That's
How many times we can say that?
Wow. Anyways, I was watching that podcast and he was talking to a guy named Peter Borg. I think is how you pronounce it. And this guy is the director for Lone Survivor in a new show called Painkiller, I think it's called. And
heard
they
of
were
that.
talking about the effects of this family that invented OxyContin. And OxyContin is essentially a pill form of heroin. It gives the same effects to your body. It has the same reactions, and it's legal, and doctors prescribe it. He's like, and of course, Joe Rogan, being Joe Rogan, is talking about our society's intolerance to pain, and what would you call it? Like instant gratification. Weak.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can't do a cold plunge.
Don't even get me started on how coddled the American anus is.
I know.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. How many plies do you need?
How many?
Where does
plies?
it stop?
Half ply, bro. The ply remover on the show. We're referring to The Office, just so y'all know. But, anyways, they had talked about OxyContin, and it's insane. Like you literally have it prescribed to you by doctors, but people get hooked on it so quickly, and there's like no bad effects other than the fact that your body gets addicted to it, and then it eventually kills
Well,
you.
that's a pretty bad effect.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty
Side
bad effect.
effects include death.
It does include death. But Joe had, wow, stutter.
You sound
got
like
it.
Jordan Peterson. Joel
Uh,
Rogan.
Joe was talking to Peter, and he said when he takes it, he took it once. He said it's like falling into a vat of warm honey. Like he said, it just gives you that high. And I don't know. It's wild stuff, man. I got to stop doing that.
You know, that's the only drug experience I've ever had was when they put me on laughing gas to take out my wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
I would not want to do that again.
Mm.
It felt amazing, and that scared the crap out of me. I did not like it whatsoever.
The idea of being dependent upon a drug scares me.
You know,
which
we're
is
drinking coffee.
yeah, but I don't currently depend upon it. But it's depending on the drug, I guess. You know what I mean? Like if it's one of those things like painkillers, okay, you're taking it hopefully for a short period of time, but people usually get hooked. Not usually. Sometimes people get hooked on it and then they take it forever. And it's like you're not even in pain anymore. You're just trying to get the high off of the painkiller. So just that idea, like when I had my wisdom teeth removed, I didn't take the painkillers. I didn't even want to take it.
I didn't either.
Just because I'm like, I probably don't need it. I'll do the ibuprofen. I'd rather be in more pain than get on this stuff. But some people, thing with all kinds of drugs, like different people react differently to it. Like my dad, he had shoulder surgery recently. So
You
in order to
Got
sleep,
to take the painkillers.
you got to take the painkillers. But he's like, I don't know how in the world people get hooked on this stuff. Because for him, it just makes him nauseous.
Well, which one was he taking?
There's one that he told them that he doesn't want to take, and then I'm
Percocet,
pretty sure they gave it to him.
Vicodin, or
I thought,
Oxycontin,
I thought it was the codeine.
codeine,
Yeah, it's not-
Oxycodone.
it's not Percocet.
Is that right?
oxycodone. No, it's either codeine or it's
Oh, I thought it was the
Amoxicillin.
codeine.
I don't remember.
No. Anyway, it was a painkiller, and he's like, I don't understand that. But some people, it's different. Some people don't get nauseous. Some people just love that
It
stuff.
affects everybody different.
So
Yeah, I listened to Jordan Peterson on his podcast. A different podcast. Wow, my culture is insane.
All three of them.
He was talking about he was talking to some dude about how when you have someone who takes a painkiller and they just have that chemical dependency to it, it is like trying to rip a dog bone away from a dog, like a dog bone away from a dog. Does that make
a
sense?
bone away
A
from
bone
A
away
bone
from
away
dog.
from a dog. Yeah.
A dog's bone away from a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You just can't get off of it.
it's just some people.
Hooked.
They just get really, really dependent on it. Sad.
Yep. And then
Then you
ruins
die.
your life. And then you die.
But anyways, you know, like throwback, callback.
Callback.
I know you love those.
Yeah,
I
I
know you
do.
love those. You know, the only thing you have to do in life is die. Everything
is
else
true.
is a choice.
That's true.
I would rather
Boom.
push the death farther out.
Further back a little bit.
Well, you ain't got to do it now, but you got to do it at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later.
Much later.
Much later. Good.
I want to figure out a way, since now I got a job and I'm working.
Yeah.
I got to figure out a way to be healthy within, you know,
Oh, you're 9 to 5.
you're not, you bet, yeah, essentially.
yeah.
So,
It's tough.
yeah, it is kind of hard because it's like, do I want to wake up earlier to exercise or do I want to go home to exercise? And I'm like, I don't want to do either one. And it's like, I just want to sleep. And it's like, I need so much sleep. But then I'm like, well, maybe I would have more energy if I worked out. But then I'm not sleeping as much. So do you see the dilemma here? It's like, okay, I feel tired. I should probably sleep. But would I have more energy and not have the desire to sleep as much if I worked out more? I don't know.
I think you are a very healthy person.
I sleep a lot, though.
And I know you sleep a lot. 9 to 10 hours normally, right?
9.
9. And I think for
Roughly.
you would really do well with like a P90X program because those are very short workouts, condensed, but they get
I need
your
short.
heart pumping,
I need pumping.
pumping,
Yeah.
thrusting.
And I need quick because it's like Dude, because I have like almost an hour drive both ways. So I have quit touching yourselves over there. I get like 2 hours a day to myself. That's it.
Yeah.
2 hours. Then I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
2 hours, Zach.
2 hours.
Well,
And you know, I'm glad I like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I don't have any complaints about that. But that's just part of working 40 hours a week. That's your life. You don't have as much time.
How's the work environment in IT? That's something I've always wondered about. Like you said, you were going to lunch with your
Yeah.
coworkers the other day.
So it really all is just going to depend on the people,
Yeah.
you know, I guess. But so like for me, I work with a bunch of people that I all like, which I feel like is rare for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that I'm really grateful for.
That
It's like
sounds nice.
my boss. I like my boss, and I
Yeah.
like my boss's boss, and I like my boss's boss's boss. I like and then I like the people who like are around me. There's tiers to this. Obviously, I'm 20 and I have zero experience for the most part, except for an internship. So I'm like bottom right
Well,
now.
you got a job now.
Right there, you
You're
go.
working on it.
And so like just all of that. Obviously, everyone's a little older than me, but it really it's kind of funny because it doesn't really seem to matter too much. Like there's someone, so I'm 20. Beside me is someone who's 22. And then the other side, someone's 48. But we all get along great, and we all just talk to each other. It's just, I don't know. It's just really cool. Like they really seem to prioritize how well people work together. Like the team aspect of it is a high priority. And I was told, like, there's people that have come in and then they just didn't blend very well with the team. They don't really tolerate that. You know, if you're not blending well, if we can't get along with you, so to speak, we don't want you, even if you have a lot of experience.
Being a good hang is very important in
Yeah.
a work environment.
Yeah, and so, like, a lot of this, too, is, like, we'll just be kind of joking through the chaos for the most part.
Nice.
Because there's a lot going on. And so, especially right now, there's so much I don't know. Like, I don't know how to do anything, I feel like, because
It happens.
Yeah, that's how I feel, because it's so specific to this company, like the way that they install this. Like, Zach Presley, there's like 4 different places to get like software from. Like, okay, there's this
Okay.
one area, there's this area, there's this area, there's a million different versions. There's like all these different things that's just like company specific knowledge. So it's not necessarily like what I was doing.
It's the such and such way.
applies.
It's the
Exactly.
company's way.
It's the company's way. And there's nothing wrong with that, and every company has their own flow, but it's going to take a long time for me to know where everything is. But
Yeah.
in a short period of time, it's gotten better. But what are you going to say?
That happened to me in my job too. That we like there's there's industry standards and there's like ways, like orders of operations for a lot of different places, but in mine
Yeah.
specifically, it's tailored for our company, and so it's very specific, and you've got to learn it, and it just takes time because there's different, like you said, softwares, there's different programs you got to learn, and like routing, servers,
Yeah.
networks, IP addresses, all that
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah, just so like here's an example. Let's say someone wants access to a folder.
Mm.
Okay, so you got a team. They're working on a project. We got a lot of new hires.
Yeah.
They're wanting to like double the size of the company in the next 5 years.
Hello.
So IT's got to double too, which is part of the reason why I got a job, right? That opening wasn't there, however many months ago. So they're trying to grow very rapidly. The company's doing very well. They get a new hire. They need access to a folder. They have to submit like a ticket, and then I have to go in and then add their name. But on that folder, there's an approver. So I have to then contact the person who approves access for that person in order to give them access to the folder. So obviously, you could take IT out of that, and we automate a system to where you click on something, it takes you, and then it contacts them, and then we're not really involved. And we just support a software that will do that. A lot of the jobs that I'm doing could be automated.
Wow.
That's actually, I'm not upset about that, because I know eventually once that gets automated, then I'm just kind of managing that. And if that software breaks, then I try to fix that.
Yeah.
The more software that you're adding, the easier things are going to be if it works properly. If it stops working, who are they going to call? ding, ding, ding.
Ghostbusters.
You can't get rid of IT, even if you automate something. Then you need someone to work on that thing that's automating the thing that you
Then
didn't want to
there's-
do.
Then there's the people that develop that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like what we have right now. We got a lot of higher up people who are trying to make my life easier, and that's great. And
Nice.
we're all talking to each other and blending. And
Sounds cool, man. What a healthy work
it
environment.
it actually is. It is.
Presley, what's
It's
it
a
like
good
working
work
for the county?
It doesn't work for the
Work
county.
for the county.
Oh, right. The city.
City. That actually kind of speaks to something I've really just come to terms with, is that if it breaks, it's when.
Yeah. Everything
If it's
breaks.
technology, it's going to break. And I don't think people realize, I didn't realize how fragile the ecosystem is of technology. Just nothing works at all. And it
Nothing.
takes a team of people, IT, to keep that impossible system running.
And sometimes, like, you don't even know why it's not working.
Yep.
And it doesn't even make sense why it's not working. It's just simply not working, Zachary. Like,
Oh, yeah,
It just
like-
doesn't work.
When software developers and coders come up with all these new programs to make stuff, it's all on a short-term basis that they actually use it and utilize it, and I'm sure test it with smaller groups, and then they release it to the public, and then it's being used over an entire company-wide spread for over a year, and then you find out all the bugs because it's never been used that much.
Yeah. What I've heard too is a lot of hardware people will blame the software, and then
Oh,
the software people always blame the hardware people. So
Absolutely.
you're just in the middle. Because it's like, no, the software is it's just full of bugs. And then the software people are like, no, it's because the hardware is failing. It's not working. Our software is working perfectly fine.
Oh, dude, like this is crazy too if you think about it. Because in my work, we use a very specific brand of electronic drum set, and I don't want to say which one, but anyways, this
don't.
drum set is being you said what?
Then don't.
Yeah, this drum set is being used almost, I'd say 18 to 20 hours a day. Or probably more like 18. But like if you take that drum set and you use it that much every single day, we end up contacting the people a bunch saying, hey, this broke, or hey, we need another one of these. And then once you get that volume going of all these drum sets coming through, those developers and people who we were contacting were like, what are y'all doing to these drum sets? So they ended up flying the developers and software coders from Japan over to Nashville so that they can get eyes on our drum sets and see what's happening and what's going on. And now they use us as a partner so that they can better develop their software.
That is wild.
It is wild. It's so cool
That
though,
is
right?
cool.
But good on that software company for
Yeah.
wanting to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's great.
we're like the large scale that they probably envisioned all these drummers using their sets. So they're making it even better every time something breaks or something isn't working right. Or they're like, oh, we can change this in a software update. So that way this will be better for the user or the drummer or the audio engineer. Like it's great.
Yeah.
It's a good company.
So it was pretty cool. And they brought a translator, which was,
That's awesome. That seems so official.
yeah.
Another thing, yesterday, Friday, it was, I think, about 4 o'clock. So the day's like wrapping up. It's about to end. Everyone's getting ready to go home at 5. We got, a 3-day weekend too because of Labor Day.
Lucky.
So this whatchamacallit, this project was supposed to be submitted by the end of the day. One of the softwares just breaks, it stops working. So we get a ticket about it, urgent. This needs to be done now. We literally have to send this out, and it stopped working. So I don't have a fix for it. It's something with the license server. So escalate it, reach out to that guy. He updates the license server. It fixes that. Great. They get the project out on time. But then guess what? Because he updated the server, it broke something else.
Nice.
It's so crazy. Like everything just breaks.
Yep.
You just hit a nerve for me on something. Not you specifically, but you just reminded me of something. Did you finish your thought?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
done.
I'm about to tangent this.
Okay.
up.
Do it.
One of the most frustrating things for me, pet peeve. I don't know if we have enough time to start going through all of our recent pet
Just
peeves,
do it.
but here's mine. When people think that they know the answer to something
Oh, yeah.
and they tell you what you should do,
Yeah.
they think they're right.
Yeah. And then
To the
wrong.
point where I'm like, okay, I'll try and do it. And guess what? It does what you said. You fix one aspect of it, it breaks like 2 or 3 others.
Yep.
It's like, oh, well, I didn't think of that. I know you didn't.
Because it's like one-dimensional thinking.
Right.
Yes, it's like,
The camera died.
Oh.
Let's carry on audio only just for the end.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
okay, yeah. I mean,
Bye, guys.
Because we're about to
yeah, we're about to wrap up
Yeah.
anyway.
No, I hate
Continue
arrogant
that thought.
people like that, though.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awful.
like, it just, I promise you, you don't understand the full situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to tell you that because you're not someone that's perceptive to it. I didn't realize how much of this would be like personalities and relationships. Like
Yes.
trying to maintain it. And I'm not trying to take a dump all over the people I work with. I love them. But
Right.
sometimes...
It took you a second.
yeah, I was like, what are you doing? But anyway, but sometimes it's like, okay, I promise you it's not that simple.
Yeah.
But
There's
I don't know
always
how to
more
tell
to
you
it.
that. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Real quick, this
Yeah.
reminded me of something too. Monitors weren't working. They think they need new monitors. What really is going on?
Oh, you're talking about computer monitors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really going on is something, because they work. They're turning on.
Oh, yeah. You can see stuff.
There's a whole chain to this. The monitor is plugged into a docking station. The docking station is plugged into the laptop. Something's going wrong. Either the cable from the laptop to the docking station.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I got ahead of myself. This is what could be wrong. You ready?
I'm ready.
getting all
I'm ready.
amped up.
Explain the signal flow.
We have a laptop. I could have
Uh-huh.
started on the other end. It has a port. That port could be bad. Maybe not. The cable could be bad going to the docking station. Then the port on that docking station could be bad and the display port or HDMI.
Yeah.
Also, that cable plugging into the docking station to the monitor could be bad. Or the port on the monitor could be bad. Or a million other things. That's just hardware. What about all the software? What about all the drivers? What about all the updates? There's so much that could be wrong. Like, I need new monitors.
Yeah, we need
We
Absolutely.
could give you more monitors and they don't work either if
Yeah.
it's any of these other things.
That's what I'm talking about. They think they understand the issue.
Yeah, I'm
I
about to start
promise you-
standing up.
I promise you that's I promise you that's not all that there is to it.
Right. Anyway, that's IT. Don't you want to join?
Yeah. I'm glad this turned into an IT podcast. This is great.
Yeah.
It kind
I mean,
of did.
We haven't done ours in a while, so
Yeah. Busy and don't have a cable, but
Mashup between the Awkward Tapes and Awkward Tech.
oh my
Oh,
god.
I love
Gosh.
y'all's animation, by the way. That was great. Which
Yes.
reminder, your mix is coming soon, and we made it
Ooh.
even better.
Nice.
Really?
Yes, I got a tier 4 intern at the studio, which is
Oh.
one of only 2 that have ever existed to mix it for me.
Thank you, Zachary.
You're welcome.
For those of you who don't know, the Awkward Tech podcast had Zachary make our intro.
Yes.
And we're getting it mixed and mastered to perfection from some very
Professional.
nice people.
Professional people. And we
thank
just got
you,
a
Zach.
new logo. So that's cool too.
So we
Sick
did.
ER.
Just getting all new sorts of stuff. Have you seen it yet?
I have. It's great. I like it.
Yeah,
But
it's
anyway.
exciting.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun. Good combo.
We knocked this out really quick.
Awkward tapes in the dark.
In the dark.
Anyway.
At night.
At night. Explicit.
Well,
Oh.
y'all ready to eat?
Oh,
Yeah. Let's eat.
All right.
All right.
I have to pee.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for a session of awkwardness and all that jazz. And Shmev and Evan, we miss you. And
All right.
See ya.
See you in the next one.
see ya.
Gotta clean up that coffee spill, baby.
Baby!
Really knocked that out.
Ow! You want me to keep this in? Sure. All right. I'm keeping it in. Bye, guys.